Hello everyone! In this video we're going to draw a polar bear cub. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the head. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a bottle cap, a lid, or anything else with a circular edge. Inside the circle, draw a curved horizontal line. This is a construction guide that will help you place the facial features later on. Place the line lower than the center of the circle. On the top left side, draw a curved vertical line for another construction guide. On the bottom left side of the head, draw two short lines for the muzzle. The line on the left should start at the tip of the horizontal construction guide. Close off the shape on the left side using another short line to finish the guide for the muzzle. Inside the head, on the top right side, draw a small arc as a guide for the ear. Draw another small arc on the left side of the head as a guide for the other ear. On the right side of the head, draw a semicircular shape as a guide for the front part of the body. Use the small marks method to draw this shape too. First, make 3 small marks to indicate the sides of the shape, and then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the guide for the front part of the body. This shape should be slightly bigger than the head. On the right side, make a small mark to start the guide for the back portion of the body. Connect the small mark to the front part of the body using curved lines to finish the guide for the back portion of the body. This guide should be similar to an arc on its side. Pay attention to how big this arc is in relation to the rest of the body. Under the front part of the body, draw a short angled line as a guide for the first front leg. Bend the line at the top to indicate a joint, and again at the bottom for the foot. Under the head, draw a short sloping line as a guide for the other front leg. Under the body, on the far right side, draw an angled line as a guide for the hind leg. Bend the line at the top to indicate a joint, and then again at the bottom for the foot. Under the body, draw a short angled line as a guide for the other hind leg. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch 2 small circles for the eyes. Place the eyes on top of the horizontal construction guide and on either side of the vertical guide. When you get the sizes and positions of the eyes right, darken the shapes. Make the sides of the shape on the right pointy for the corners of the eye. Make the right edge of the eye on the left flat. Make the top and bottom parts of the eye on the left pointy for the corners of the eye. Add a few extra lines to emphasize the shape of the eyes and eyeballs. Inside the eyes, off to the sides, draw tiny circles for highlights. In the middle of the eyes, draw smaller circles and shape them in for the pupils. Make the pupil on the left thinner. On the tip of the muzzle, lightly sketch a small oval for the nose. Pay attention to the size and placement of the nose inside the muzzle. When you get the size and position of the nose right, darken the shape. As you darken the left side of the shape, draw a short curved line for the nostril. On the bottom right side, draw a small circular shape for the other nostril. Use a wavy line to darken the top part of the nose. At the bottom, draw a small pointy shape to finish the shape of the nose. Under the nose, draw a line that curves to the right for the mouth. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the line when you get the shape right. Draw a few short strokes on the right side for a furry texture. Add a short curved line under the mouth for the gums. Below the mouth, draw a short curved line for the lower jaw. Draw this line using a series of short strokes for a furry texture. On top of the nose, along the path of the guide, draw a line for the top part of the muzzle. Darken the arc on the top right side of the head to create the first ear. Use a series of short strokes as you darken the shape for a furry texture. Add more short strokes inside the shape for the furry ear opening. Use the arc on the left as a guide to draw the other ear the same way. Use the other shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the head. Darken the outer edges of the guides using short strokes to create the shape of the head. Don't close off the shape on the right side to emphasize the connection between the head and body. Use the angled line that's under the front part of the body as a guide to draw the front leg. First, lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline. Make the shape of the leg wide. At the bottom, curve the shape to the left for the front of the foot. When you get the shape of the leg right, darken the lines. Use a series of short strokes as you darken the shape to create a furry texture. Draw a few small pointy shapes near the tip of the foot for the claws. The claws should be similar to small triangles. Draw short curved lines under the claws for the toes. Use the sloping line on the left as a guide to draw the other front leg. Lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline. Make the top part wide and gradually make the shape thinner toward the bottom. When you get the shape right, darken the lines. Use short strokes to give the shape a furry texture. Draw curved lines on the tip of the foot to separate the toes. Add a pointy shape on the tip of each toe for the nails. Use the long angled line that's on the far right side as a guide to draw the hind leg the same way. First, lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline. When you get the shape right, darken the lines using short strokes to create a furry texture. Draw a few short curved lines on the foot for the toes. Draw small V-shaped lines on the toes for the claws. Make the overall shape of the leg wide. Use the line on the left as a guide to draw the other hind leg. Draw the shape of the leg around the guideline using short strokes. Draw the toes and claws at the bottom using a series of curved and pointy lines. Use the remaining shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the body. Darken the outer edges of the guides using short strokes to create the furry shape of the body. Don't overlap the legs that are on this side of the body when you draw the underside. Now erase the initial guidelines. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. Don't worry about erasing all of the guidelines. It's okay if you leave some behind. Redraw any of the final lines that you may have accidentally erased. Now shade your drawing. Use a medium value to shade the eyes and a dark value to shade the nose. Leave a thin section blank on the nose for a highlight. Polar bears are white, so just add a light value across the body to create some shadows. Pick a light source as you shade so that the shadows are consistent throughout the body. As you shade, use strokes that go in the direction of the fur. Separate each stroke as you shade so that the white of the paper comes through and creates a more furry texture. Add a very light value on the body to emphasize the fur. Draw a shadow at the bottom using a medium value. Shading can be time-consuming, so be patient and take breaks. Keep shading until you're happy with the result. And that's it for the Polar Bear Cub. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.